Courtney, let me turn to you and your great reporting with Carol Lee as we approach the one-year anniversary of the U.S.'s withdrawal from Afghanistan. Heavily criticized, highly scrutinized. The administration is focused, as you report, on trying to make sure that they mark this anniversary in an appropriate way and in a way that doesn't further inflame the president's critics and, frankly, Democrats who are starting to lose confidence in him. So what are you hearing? What's kind of the biggest takeaway?
So according to a number of administration officials, there is a widespread recognition that, look, this was a difficult story for the Biden administration last summer. The president's polls, his ratings really dropped because of the way that the withdrawal from Afghanistan was carried out. And there's now a recognition nearly a year later that the White House is going to get questions about it. Reporters like us are going to be doing stories about the one-year anniversary and many of the milestones that occurred last summer, and the White House is going to have to deal with it. So the national security has begun planning. They've held two conference calls chaired by John Kirby, who was, of course, the press secretary here at the Pentagon. He's now over in your neck of the woods, and Mike's at the White House as a strategic communicator. He's starting to plan for how the White House and the Biden administration at large is going to speak about this anniversary. So a couple of the things they're considering are very basic things like statements from officials like Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, putting out some of the information, some of the statistics that the White House frankly sees was a positive or was one of the things that worked during the withdrawal, getting tens of thousands of Afghans, Americans, other citizens safely out of that country. But the reason that this planning has started so early, according to the administration officials who Carol Lee and I spoke with, is because they realize that they don't want to do something that looks tone deaf or insensitive to not only the family members of the 13 service members who were killed in the attack at Kabul airport last summer, but also the tens of thousands of service members who served there during that 2-decade-long conflict, and the diplomats who did as well. The reality is, as we saw during the withdrawal last summer, this is an extremely emotional issue for a lot of people who were tied to Afghanistan. And this is a recognition by specifically the National Security Council that they want to set the right tone when they're speaking about this anniversary that's coming up. And again, remember, Kristen, there were several different milestones there. So mid-August was the fall of Kabul. There was the attack on Abbey Gate on August 26th. And then there was the final withdrawal of U.S. troops on August 30th. So they're also looking at which one of those dates will they actually speak to, if any.
That's such a fascinating point. And I think what your reporting speaks to so well is this administration really trying to turn the page on what has been not only a difficult chapter, but a difficult messaging chapter as well.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.